The new forecast of the American intelligence community is saying that Iran could test a nuclear bomb within the next 5 months. At the same time, Israel has presented the United States with a military plan that would destroy Iran's nuclear capabilities. War is coming. How close are we? We'll talk about it today on Politics and Religion.
Look, there are two things I don't discuss: politics and religion.
In my house, we don't talk about politics and we don't talk about religion.
I'll talk to you about anything except politics and religion.
I never talk about politics and religion.
Politics determines how we'll live here on earth. Religion determines how we'll live forever. I'm Irvin Baxter. I think it's time we talk about it.
Well, for several years now, Iran has continued to move toward nuclear capability, and all the time contending that she is not moving toward a nuclear weapon, only toward the generation of domestic power. However, the latest intelligence now coming from the Israeli-American Intelligence Service is saying that Iran could actually test a nuclear device within the next 5 months. I'm talking about yet this year, before the end of 2010. Now, we have known we've been moving toward this time for several years. We've attempted sanctions. We've attempted increased sanctions. We've attempted negotiations, all kinds of pressure, and yet, as of right now, nothing is working, and we've reached the point now where it looks like that Iran is becoming very, very close to a nuclear power. Now, the big question is what to do about it, because there's been serious doubts that the United States or Israel had the capability to actually destroy the nuclear capability of the nation of Iran. But just recently, Israel has convinced the United States with a credible military plan on Iran. Now, I want to make sure today that we really get this, because this is not a little deal. This could be the biggest deal in all of history. Now, I'm really cautious about overemphasizing. I want to tell you that when everyone else was screaming, Y2K, the sky is falling, this ministry said, time out. We did our homework, and we found out that Y2K was going to be a non-event. 1 year before Y2K came down, we published an entire edition of Endtime Magazine, Will the Lights Go Out? And we answered, absolutely not. It's not going to happen. We interviewed 60 different experts until we had enough information. We felt sure that Y2K was going to be a non-event. But this is going to happen. There is going to be a war, and it's going to wipe out 1/3 of the human population. Now, let me make sure that you don't misunderstand me. I'm not telling you there might be a war. I am telling you it is absolutely certain. There's no way to prevent it. It's prophesied in the Bible. The prophecies always come to pass. There is going to be a war that's going to wipe out 1/3 of mankind. We know where it starts from. The Bible says it will emanate from the area of the Euphrates River. That takes in Iraq, that takes in Iran, that takes in that part of the world where the United States of America is fighting right now. So since we have this prophecy, and since the article is saying today that Iran could test a nuclear device within the next 5 months. And since both the United States and Israel has said under no conditions will we accept a nuclear Iran, what does this mean for you and me? Now, the prophecy, in case you're not familiar with it, is found in Revelation chapter number 9, verse 13 through 20. It's verse 15 that specifically states that a war is coming that will kill 1/3 of mankind. 1/3 of the human race is going to be wiped out in this war. Now, is that penetrating anything right now? I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen, 40 times World War II. 40 times. World War II is by far the biggest war we've ever had. 52 million dead. Multiply it by 40 times. That's what's getting ready to happen in your world. Within 5 months? Within 5 months? It could happen. That's not a prediction here. I'm only going by this article that says that Israel and the United States believe that Iran could test a nuclear device within 5 months. And both the U.S. and Israel have said we will not allow it to happen. Now, that's not all. I was so compelled by this information this weekend that I pulled up maps of the region. I pulled up maps of the area of Iran. And I'd never been as careful to look at it as I was. But as I looked at Iran, I looked at all the surrounding area. And on the one side of Iran is Iraq and Kuwait. Now, we know that the United States has 114,000 troops in Kuwait. 114,000. We have 85,000 right now in Iraq. There's been some troop drawdown there so far. And then go on the other side, over on the east side of Iran, and there's Afghanistan, where we have 100,000 troops. So we're talking about 114,000, 85,000, 100,000. We're talking about 200,000 troops, half on the west side of Iran and half on the east side of Iran, and then go up to the north to Azerbaijan. And we have troops there. Iran feels so threatened by those troops that they actually have moved their elite Revolutionary Guard up there in northwestern Iran so that it can guard against an invasion by the United States there. Then down in the south is the Persian Gulf. You remember the story about 2 or 3 weeks ago that the United States put 11 warships through the Suez Canal so they can go through the Red Sea, which leads into the Persian Gulf? The Egyptian army stood trust. They stood